come right through the fence. Still on the left one.
Heavy Texas coyote right there.
That's a good problem to have. We had coyotes running left and right. These are the kind of stands you live for.
I mean, they almost came too good, but they kept coming back. That was a mistake.
I'm on that front one right there.
Laying the red carpet.
That's where he started pumping.
Only a certain type of person can stare in the face of tradition, time-tested tradition, and say, there still has to be a better way. Sometimes when existing ways just aren't good enough, like the quote says, the only way to be true to yourself is to create your own. Well, my friends, I'm here today to tell you someone in our sport did just that. I believe this person, with help from friends and family, changed predator calling as we know it forever. And future generations will look back on these times as the days of MFK and how it revolutionized this game. His name is Torry Cook, and if you're wondering how he did it, well, let's just say the only way to truly get to know someone, or in this case a coyote, you just have to live with them.
People have always asked me, how I got started in a lot of this stuff, and sometimes it was a generic answer with it's just in my blood or whatever, but from an early age, my parents just always pushed me to do the best that I could do, built my confidence, and also pushed me to do better. So anytime I accomplished anything, I was the greatest that day, but they also pushed me to do better, and I think that just kind of developed my drive and motivation for anything that I work on. So when I got into recording sounds and producing audio, I had goals, but those goals were never good enough. I would get to something and then I want to push it a little better. This is good today, but I think I can be better tomorrow. It's just continued to grow. When I first started recording the animals, I looked at what was available in the market. I looked at other sound libraries, what are they doing? How are they recording these sounds? How are they getting their stuff? And I was looking to better that, so an option to produce better audio, get better sound files so that I and other hunters could produce more call-ups and more kills while they're hunting.
Torry wanted to pair his sounds with the right call maker that fit his personal needs, and there was really only one choice.
Once I got my library built, I needed a unit that was capable of producing the quality that I wanted to produce. So Fox Pro was just a natural choice for me because of the quality. I'd used Fox Pro in the past. They were a natural, or obvious would be a better word. They were just an obvious choice for what I wanted to do with my audio and making it sound as good as it possibly could.
There's no one doing it like Torry. I mean, Torry and his family, MFK, have been like absorbed into coyote's lifestyle, like right into their family group. They see him as part of their family, the actual coyote family group. So he's getting natural sounds that naturally occur in the wild. That's what sets Torry apart. There's nothing forced that's coming out of these coyotes. It's all natural type sounds. They're free to come and go. The product that he delivers, the sounds that he's captured from these coyotes is just next level. There's nobody else doing anything that's even comparable.
We're truly getting to witness history in the making. Never before in the history of our sport have we ever seen this caliber of combination. It's given every coyote hunter on this planet the most powerful weapon ever created to fool a coyote. And there's only one thing that makes that possible. A hunter, just like you and I, going against the grain and doing things his own way.
This cow come right to us, right straight over top of the crawl.
Something I think a lot of people probably don't realize about these coyotes and the way that we go about recording the sounds is that they're completely free range. You know, when I got started in this, I wanted to be unique. I wanted to be different. I wanted to do something that hadn't been done. I wanted to make sound libraries better, not only for myself, but everybody out there using sounds. And so I looked at what was available in today's sound libraries. And most of the sounds are either recorded at long distance from live coyotes or they're recorded from kennel kept coyotes, something along those lines. I wanted something different, so my wife and I took on the task of starting from day one with pups in the ground, raising those pups as close as possible to the way they would be by the adults. Went through that whole process and for the most part lived with the coyotes. And the reason behind that was that so I could get those coyotes to be accustomed to us being near them while I was trying to record audio from them. It was a huge process, big undertaking, but being able to let those coyotes free range and act as natural coyotes do, all that interaction that I'm able to record, I'm doing it at 2 or 3 feet. You know, I'm right on top of the coyotes, getting this natural interaction, and you get a lot of sounds that way that you just can't get any other way. If you're recording, you know, wild coyotes at distance, you lose all the intimate, small details of the sounds. You just can't get the same type recording at distance. It's not that you don't get good sounds from both types, but it's different than being right there in arm's reach of these coyotes, being able to reach out and touch them and get everything from the most intimate, subtle sounds all the way up through the howls, everything in between, that free range side of it. It sets the MFK library apart, and it also gives us the ability to use sounds that we've never had before.
Like I was saying earlier, the coyotes, they're free to come and go as they please. They're not made to do anything. He's capturing sound files from coyotes just being coyotes out there, and I think it makes for a better product. It makes for a better sound. I think coyotes respond to it totally different. It's kind of hard to explain, you know, when sound files are captured in ways where something's forced, it comes across that way or can come across that way. And then when sound files are captured with a coyote just being a coyote, it's natural sounds that occur in the wild, and I think it makes a huge difference.
Power Fox Pro and MFK.
Torry and Torry Lynn, their dedication to their craft and what they're doing, it's so next level. It's not something that they do just say, hey, you know, here in a few months I might go out there and try to record some sounds. They're doing this every single day. They basically live with these coyotes. They're with them every morning, every evening, and it shows. There's some of the stuff that they have captured is just absolutely wild. It's next level stuff that you can put on a Fox Pro call and put it to work out there in the field and get immediate results.
The reality of this partnership for a coyote hunter is, if you're not running a Fox Pro with MFK sounds, you're missing out on coyotes.
Come on, little puppies. Oh. 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 Oh.
I never had a chance to meet Torry personally before this hunt, but one thing I quickly picked up on was his passion for not only coyotes in general, but also his persistent drive to improve upon his craft. When you step back and look at the big picture, he's revolutionized the art of capturing sounds from coyotes. He's pioneered an entirely new sound capturing method by actually becoming part of these coyotes' family, which gives him access to live sounds you simply can't capture any other way. And I firmly believe you're looking at the future of how coyote vocals will be captured. And not just Foxborough, but every other call manufacturer as well, once they finally catch up. His approach has changed the game that much.
As far as the coyotes go, I've raised enough different ones. They've got different personalities, and over the years, I've definitely got favorites. And I would have to say that probably right up there at the top would be the first ones that I ever raised, because that's what got me going in this. And those coyotes would be Boone, Smack, and Rue. Those were my first coyotes. They definitely hold a special place because that got me going. And of course, everybody knows about Boone and Rue. Boone in particular has some standout howls. There's no telling how many coyotes we've called in using his howls. Rue is another one, just been a standout. And then after those coyotes come along, a couple other standouts would definitely be Little B. A lot of sound files really like that coyote. She produces some really good howls and just sounds in general. Bougie. Bougie is another one of my top coyotes out of the second batch that I raised. Getting really good pup stuff from her. Those would be some standouts. I've got some in the works right now, like Fireball, Dempsey, Flip Flop. Those three out of this last batch are some that I've got high hopes for, and they may make it a little higher on the list once we start using those sounds and just see how well they produce.
Man, we get on this coyote stand, awesome looking stand. We're set up against a brush pile. Coyotes could come from basically anywhere. All of a sudden Chris says, "Hey, coyote, right here." I'm looking directly out in front of me. I'm scanning, I don't see nothing. And all of a sudden I glance over at Chris, and he's got the camera pointed this way. So I look, and right there, I'm talking 30 steps, is a great big old barrel-chested male. And man, we were pinned down. The coyote was right on top of us. Torry was right to my left. One thing, if I could have moved to get on the coyote, I couldn't because Torry was in the way.
Sometimes you get in some sticky situations on stand, and we're just kind of stuck there with this coyote right on top of us, looking for the source of the sound. I'm sitting there with a remote, and my position is between the camera and the gun. Made things a little bit hairy. We sat there, experience again. All three of us have done a good bit of hunting. It worked well. We didn't have to communicate, and we couldn't communicate in that situation. Coyote was just too close. He had us pinned down. I mean, you can't get any more pinned down. He was actually looking at us, and I think that brush pile we used to break us up in that open field probably helped. And then just the experience to stay patient, not try to make a big move with the camera or the gun, and wait that coyote out.
Basically how this situation was unfolded, I couldn't do nothing. We let the coyote do his own thing. In the meantime, we had 3 more coyotes that circled out there in front of us. Me and Chris got locked on the lead coyote there and had the chance to knock that coyote down, but it didn't work out. Those coyotes ended up getting away from us. Torry switched over to some of the MFK fights. Well, you know, the big old barrel-chested male to our left come right back. Couldn't see much except for his head and neck. Pretty filthy kill shot.
I'm on him right there if you can kill him.
We told Torry going into this stand, this place gets a ton of pressure, so probably best to get straight to vocals. And it worked.
Pretty filthy kill shot.
I think y'all even called it the community hole or something because that area has been hunted so much. So that was a rewarding stand, not only to get the coyotes called in, but also leave there with one of those coyotes in the truck.
To me, what speaks volumes about a sound is not how well it performs on your best spot, but more how it gets results on your worst. That's the true test of a good sound. And we lit them up on this entire hunt on some of the worst ground we got. Coyote after coyote just couldn't take it. They had to come look, and it cost them their life.
When you can go into a spot that's been hammered by other people and you know those coyotes' ears have been burned and you're getting coyotes called up like that, and then you go look in their mouth and there's not a tooth in their head, that's the kind of stuff right there that lets you know you're doing it right and you've got sound files and calls that work. All right, what's up everybody? Had a lot of requests on more information about coyote behavior, coyote life cycle, the MFK coyote pups that you see here. But anyway, I'm gonna get right on into what we're gonna talk about this morning. You wanna know about the life cycle of a coyote? We're gonna take you through all of that. Right now is a prime example of something that happens with coyotes as they age, and that's the loss of their baby teeth and they start putting in their permanent teeth. It also has a lot to do with the sounds that you'll use to call coyotes up as pup dispersal begins to take place over the next couple of months. So we'll jump right into that. I'll tell you a little bit about it. A lot of people don't know that coyotes shed their teeth and get their permanent teeth, but after they're born, about the time their eyes open, and in that 12 to 16 day range, they'll actually put in their baby teeth, their incisors, their canines, and they'll keep those teeth for about 4 to 5 months before they shed those and put on their permanent teeth come in. And that's when the serious business starts. So right now is a prime time to show you that, but bear with me. I'm gonna bring Smack up closer to the camera, try to show you his teeth, and then we'll take a look at a couple of the other ones if he'll cooperate with me here. He's wanting to get back down and eat more peanuts, play with the other ones. So if you notice, you can see those fangs up top, and he's actually lost his bottom little needle sharp canines. You can see right there, see those sharp fangs up top, and the bottom ones are missing. So he has shed his bottom 2 baby teeth, baby canines. They will be replaced by his big permanent canines. Now I'll show you. I've got Rue right here. This is the female pup, big female pup. She, as of yesterday, we'll check her today, as of yesterday she still had her baby teeth. And she does. They should be about a 1/4 inch longer than what they are right now, just because they broke the tips off of those baby teeth. Any of you that ever seen little pups have seen the razor sharp baby teeth. This is Boone. He's actually the dominant pup. Big male. He outweighs the other ones by a good bit. As of yesterday, he still had, and he still does, he's a little more cooperative. You can see the top and bottom canines, those baby teeth, and his are broke off a little bit too, not quite as bad as hers were. There's the other side. But those incisors and canines that they've got right now are baby teeth. Like I said, if you want to age coyotes or get an idea of how old coyotes are, their teeth is a good way to do it. They'll have those sharp baby teeth for about 4 to 5 months, and then they'll shed them. These coyotes are in that age class right now. They're between 4 and 5 months old. Smack lost his baby teeth. Those 2 bottom canines, I noticed they were missing 2 or 3 days ago. He's already starting to put the other ones in. But that's just a little information for you on the coyote life cycle, some of the things that they go through that maybe you didn't know and that you might find interesting.
Torry, I think it's safe to say we all find what you do very interesting. But the thing is, at the end of the day, what we think doesn't matter. The real ones that matter are a 4-legged furry creature that's been known to drive a grown man crazy. They're the ones with the final say. And if there's one single thing we can all confirm from this trip, we passed their test with flying colors. Stand after stand, the X24 produced coyote after coyote after coyote. Heck, it was even producing coyotes in places, I'll be honest, I didn't think we'd see anything. But that's the power of Fox Pro and MFK.
Another memorable stand of the trip, we had some snow on the ground, we set up, and we'd actually seen a coyote driving in not too far away, so we thought we're probably probably in a pretty good spot. Kick on Goody Woody Woodpecker again, and it's not but a second. And we have a coyote pop out, and he's coming straight to the call, and all of a sudden he holds up, starts looking behind him, and we're all thinking there's probably something else there. About that time, this coyote takes off like he's been shot at. Sure enough, here comes a big dominant coyote rolling in, runs that coyote off, and then hard charges the call. I mean, he would have stuck his nose right in it. We were trying to stop him. I think we howled at him. Chris and John both trying to get this coyote stopped. I'm working on the remote.
These coyotes were falling for it hook, line, and sinker, plumb running the call over.
Just watch the footage. It's a testament to how well the Fox Pro and MFK sounds. We're tricking these coyotes. I mean, these are coyotes that have been called before. We're in Texas. There's no such thing as a coyote that hadn't been pressured.
Find out what happens next week on MFK and the Aftermath. Y'all don't hate me, but trust me when I say it's worth the wait.